Thanks for joining. And it is Wednesday at noon. And just so you know, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from noon until 12:30, I do a segment here on Facebook Live called Ask Denise. And just a funny thing about how we work is I do a lot of my business, and a lot of the people that work for me, I talk to them on Skype all day. And we do that in the morning. We do a lot of work in the morning, and then I set everybody sort of on their path, and then they work throughout the day. So today I have a friend of mine, Vic Pichette. Vic and I actually met online, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. And Vic does a lot of similar things to what we do at Web for Retail. But he's a great guy, super, super enthusiastic, and knows a whole ton about video marketing. And so that's what we're talking about today. Just so you know, Vic is on Skype here. So we're going to try something a little bit different. I might ask him some questions. He'll respond. Hopefully you can hear those responses. I don't know if you'll be able to or not. One of the things that we're talking a lot about today is YouTube. And just so you know, all of these Ask Denise segments are then they're live, and then they're saved directly to our Facebook page, and we do some editing to those, and ultimately they end up on the Denise Keniston YouTube channel. So I always say this every day: if you only have one like, follow, subscribe in you for me across all of my social media, the one that's near and dear to my heart is it's a YouTube subscription. So if you've only got one to give, me, then that's the one that I would want, as a YouTube subscription. So at the end of the day, we post these on the YouTube channel, and you can find me, just search me, Denise Keniston, and it is actually YouTube. Tommy, if you're there, could you put it up in the comments, youtube.com/Denise Keniston, Keniston, and you'll see all of my videos. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do this here thing, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. This is the Denise Keniston YouTube channel. And Vic, you're watching me live. Have I got this pretty good? Can you see it live as well? And I'm scrolling through the Denise Keniston YouTube channel. Can you see it, Vic? Can you not hear me? Hang on. Did I turn him all the way down? There you are, Vic. I'm sorry. For whatever reason, I had you turned down at that point. So, Vic, can you hear me now? I guess Vic went away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to call Vic back. I'm going to call Vic. And you sort of see all of my people that I have here. And let me see where Vic went. There's Tommy. There's Vic. Let's get Vic back on the line. And that's how we call people on Skype. And Vic will answer, and then that's how I use people on Skype. So Vic, here you are. You were watching me on Facebook, and now I've got Vic back on YouTube. So I wanted to show you what my YouTube channel looks like. Anyway, that's kind of the long-winded way about it. So Vic, do I have you back on YouTube now?
You do have me.
Okay, all right, very well. So we're talking about YouTube marketing, and hopefully Tommy, who's pretty much one of my right-hand man here, is going to get on. So he puts in a lot of the comments for me. He puts in a lot of comments and stuff. And when I talk about URLs or tips or whatever, Tommy helps me out. So hopefully he's on his way. Okay, so let's talk about YouTube marketing. And one of the really great things about YouTube and video and marketing and such is that we're now in 2016 and fast approaching 2017. So Tommy, could you put youtube.com/Denise Keniston in our little chat there? That would be super helpful. So that people know what my YouTube channel is. Thank you. So we want to talk about YouTube marketing, and look, this is my feeling about it. I don't know if you remember back in the day, not so long ago, videos had to be buffered, video on the internet was crappy, so on and so forth. Well, that just really isn't the case anymore. Here we are live streaming today, which is just incredible. I still can't get over the fact that we can do this, and I've said so many times, and essentially, thanks Tommy, essentially what it's done is it has reinvigorated my old broadcast career, and I could talk on and on and on about that, but truly where we're moving to, and a lot of this is being shown in data and whatnot on Facebook and Twitter and such, is people are consuming video online. So it's something that I talk passionately about. I love video. It's my background. So this is just really a good time for my company and a good time for anybody who's into video. So we are talking today, my friend Vic and I, and the rest of my staff, we talk about this endlessly, I think, until they're just like, Denise, we can't talk about this anymore. But really how to build out a YouTube channel. We're rolling out the Denise Keniston brand. There's been a lot said about how you can brand yourself and personal branding on the internet. And let me say this, and I'll take this to my grave. You will be able to brand yourself on the internet and become a brand, and it's an opportunity never seen before, ever. I can say this from a former news anchor, television news anchor perspective, where if you wanted to be on the air, you really only had a couple of choices. Either you were extremely talented, movie star, stand-up comic, or you would go through a local TV station and you would be a weather person, sports person, news anchor, that kind of thing. And in most markets, there are 212 markets in the country. In most of those markets, there were 3 channels, ABC, CBS, NBC, and then Fox came on board and whatnot. So thank you, Tommy. So yeah. So now this is totally different. Anyone who watches me or has heard me talk about streaming video on the internet knows that I think it's absolutely going to be the killer of cable news. I think there's going to be, the lines will become so blurred that the internet really is going to be where we consume all of our content and all of our entertainment. I don't know, maybe even as quickly as 5 years. So this is what I have to say about all of that, and how does video enter into that. And hopefully you guys can hear Vic when Vic is going to be talking through my computer through Skype, so he can have this conversation with me. But it's super interesting now. YouTube becomes more and more of a player in all of this. So Vic, I'm going to ask you a quick question. If you could speak loudly, because we don't have you mic'd up or anything. And Tommy, can you tell me, just let me know in the comments there if you're able to hear Vic. But Vic, I'm really interested in your take on video marketing and what video marketing is all about. So I'm just going to throw you that softball question for now, and Tommy's going to let us know if we can hear you okay. So go ahead, Vic.
Well, there's not a softball question, because there's a lot to it that's very important. So I think every time I meet with somebody, I start with one thing. I explain to them that YouTube is owned by Google now. Mm-hmm. And that's the important connection of all. Google has taken YouTube videos and ranks them very high on Google. So the point of a YouTube video done correctly with the right keywords, the right SEO, the right descriptions, drives traffic and puts you on the higher rankings of Google. So for instance, if you had a website, you're trying to rank it on Google and you don't have a lot of money organically, the problem that you're going to have is it's not going to show in the search engines, but your content can. So when somebody sees a video by a keyword that they typed in and it's linked properly, they're going to see the video, like what you have, click away from that and get to a web page. So there's so many different advantages to understanding video marketing and YouTube marketing.
Vic, do you think it's worth me pointing the camera at my rain boots video and us talking about that? Tommy and I have had a lot of fun with that, but I think I'll do that. I think I'll just take the camera here and I'll point it at my rain boots video. Now, folks, I'm going to set you up on this so you know what this is all about. It was raining one day and I had just gotten a pair of rain boots. Now, I love rain boots. A lot of women do. I went in, splashed in the puddle, shot it on my phone. It took me like a half an hour, and it's gotten, I don't know, close to 700 hits. Excuse me, 700 hits in 3 weeks. So I'm going to take my camera, and Vic, you let me know, because you're watching me live, right? Let me know
Yes.
if I'm pointing it correctly. Can you, I'm going to call this up. Can we see the video? Can we see it?
Well, you have to give me a second or two because there's a delay between us Skyping and you. I do see your screen now. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, folks, this is my rain boots video that I cut and voiced over on my phone. I did all the effects on my phone, and I think it has almost like 700 hits.
So when I got back from my long trip, I had ordered a new pair of rain boots. And when I walked through the door, there was the package. So as it turned out, this morning when I woke up, which is Friday morning, it was raining out. So what is it about a new pair of rain boots and a nice big mud puddle?
And as you know, Denise, I love this video.
I know you for all the videos I've shot, this Vic was just like, oh my God, this is, and I really, this was just me out kind of having fun. But let's let people see the whole video, and then we'll kind of talk about why it's a success, or maybe it is a success, or you know, some other things we're going to do with it. Okay, so folks, just so you know, that video, I think we said it got like 700 hits, and let me get you set back up here. That video with the rain boots, in fact, I have somebody, and we were joking about this, kind of like, can you shoot more videos of you in your rain boots? Because I had mentioned I have like 4 or 5 pairs of rain boots. Anyway, so of all the videos I've shot, that rain boot video is the one that got the most hits. So Vic and I have been talking about that, and so we got 6 people on here, and hello to everybody who's on. Hey Carl, how are you? I just talked to my brother this morning, and we're just talking about video marketing at this point. So I don't know if you saw the rain boot video, but we're talking about why some videos are more popular than other ones. So Vic, give me your thoughts about why you thought the rain boot video, as soon as I showed that to Vic this morning, it was like, oh my God, I love this. Let me tell you why I love this video. So Vic, why don't you just, and again, for the people that just hopped on, Vic is on my computer on Skype, and he's a good friend of mine and helps me do some things from time to time. So uploaded 3 weeks ago, 670 views, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but we're getting pretty new at this kind of stuff. So excellent. So you can see there, if you want to click on that link, you can actually watch the rain boot video that we're talking about. So Vic, why do you think that rain boot video, which was just sort of an afterthought for me, ended up getting so much response? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thoughts on it are pretty simple. It's, you know, people are getting barraged with videos every day. Mm-hmm. You had mentioned about how it's going to be the format that everybody uses. Well, Facebook is going 100% video in 2017.
Right.
So that tells you how popular it is. The problem is, now what do we do with, as a marketer, what do we do with these videos? You have to still get people's attention. Mm-hmm. You just can't throw a video up, expect people to watch it. So the video you created, just out of a whim, having fun, was super creative. And the way you slowed down the splashing of your feet in the water and the sound of it, it is really a nice production, even though you really didn't work too hard, which is very important to show people around the world that you don't need a lot of production value to make something creative. So that was very creative to me, and it caught my attention, and I wanted to watch it. And in the meantime, I got to hear what you had to say. So I think, like me and like a lot of other people who watched it, really enjoyed the value of a very simple but creative video. Mm-hmm. I think that's why it sells.
Well, here's the thing too, is as a creative person, you never really know what's going to hit. Okay, and I've known that from my days in television news, and I just know that just as a human being. Like that rain boot video, I really didn't think a whole lot about it. I was practicing. That's really what I was doing. I was practicing editing videos on my phone. So yeah, you never really know what's going to hit. So I think, just to sort of say it out loud, one of the things that we talk about here at Web for Retail is, because I'm the one, generally speaking, that just takes my phone and goes out and starts creating content. I wish I could do that all day long. I do run a business, and I have family and stuff. Otherwise, I'd just be buzzing around with my phone all day long. Seriously, I would. And my goal is someday to be able to do that, because I really like video. And it's, for me, it's just the thing that I feel the most comfortable with. So where I'm going with this is that you never really know what's going to hit. So in the course of all of this, the creation of all of this content that we're putting out on the internet, you have to go, well, some of the stuff, almost inevitably, the stuff that you go, yeah, high five, this is great, turns out to be a yawner, and then something that you just did totally off the cuff really kind of catches. But the point is that you can't give up on it. You know what I mean? You have to, if you're building a brand on the internet, and that's the magic of it, is that as long as you're producing content, you can create your own personal brand. In many respects, that's exactly what I'm doing. You're watching me. I've branded my company, Web for Retail. That's been done. And I mean, that goes on and on and on. There's way, way more to do with that. Please don't misunderstand me. But you're watching me go through all of this in terms of branding Denise Keniston, and I'll tell you why. And I'm actually doing this for my daughter. She doesn't know she's coming home for Thanksgiving. I have a whole plan. She's 22. She has her whole life to become a personal brand. And you say, well, why would you want to do that? The purpose of it is ultimately you can make a business of it. If you get enough followers, you can make a business out of it. And Carl, if you're still here, I hope you are. And I've meant to tell you this, and I've said it to myself, because you post a lot of stuff about your gardening and being up in Maine and stuff like that. There are some people that I see on the internet that are naturals, and you are a natural. The content that you produce about your rabbits, your farm, all of that kind of thing, and you and I live worlds away, is super freaking interesting. And some people have a knack for it. And I can say this here publicly today. I hope that, please do take me seriously, because I mean it very genuinely. You have a knack for it. And you know what? You never know who's going to have a knack for creating cool content. Hey Larry, how you doing? We're talking about video marketing today and YouTube and such. So welcome back and welcome aboard. So I guess what I'm saying is you can, like no other time in history, you can create your own platform to broadcast what you want. Now, is that for everybody? Does everybody have that thing inside them that feels like they have a voice and they want people to listen, that they have something to say, or does it click? I have a business and I understand that if I have a following, I can get people to listen to me and by extension, buy into my business. I just know this in my gut as I sit here on this stool, that building of a personal brand on the internet is really where it's at. I think about this now every day. Vic and I talk about it. Tommy and I talk about it. So, and Tommy says here, he thinks the biggest game changer about the Rain Boots video is the demographic. From kids to adults, you're reaching so many age groups. Who doesn't like jumping in rain? Exactly. And the answer to that is everybody. So I just am such a believer of that. Now, let me say this. When you go to roll out your brand on the internet, you have to figure out who your demographic is. Not as easy as you might think, and the direction that you're going in. And when I tease this segment, now we've been talking for 12 minutes and 20 seconds, one of the things that Vic and I were talking about, and Tommy and I talk about it all the time, setting up my camera as I'm working. Yes. Larry says, would you recommend me setting up my camera and recording myself as I'm working with machinery? Will that generate a following? And I would say yes. I don't know exactly how loud it is, how compelling it is, but yes, the answer to that is yes. Look, Larry, you followed me from the very first day that we've done this, and I am so tremendously grateful because it really has, the feedback and stuff is really what you kind of draw off to compel you to go into the next day and do this stuff. So yes, I would suggest that you definitely do that. See how it goes, fool around with the camera, check things out. You don't need to get totally obsessed with it, although I will say this, content creation for the internet can be somewhat of an obsession. And, it's like, okay, well, I'm starting, so when will I ever stop? And the answer to that is once you start this journey, if you're all in, you probably won't stop. You will create content and your brand will grow and grow and grow. And because we're so new at this, we have no idea what the end game is. It just is what it is, and we know we're at the very beginning. That's what's so exciting. I mean, there's some people out there who have millions of followers already, but they're just a handful of people. This is all brand new. So when I say get excited about this, I truly mean get excited about it. You can do this, but you got to get your head around what you're creating for content. Okay, so as I have promised, we'll always be talking about, on these Ask Denise Lives, what I'm talking about during the day. So you have heard Vic. So talking about YouTube and all that kind of thing. So I do so tremendously believe in YouTube marketing. And we've shown you the whole boots. And hello, Mark Chambers. You can see we were just talking about a video that got a ton of hits on YouTube. And you can go up in the links. It's a YouTube video about me just jumping around in mud puddles in my rain boots. So if you want to kind of go back a little bit and watch that video, Mark, at some point you'll know what we've been talking about because we come on at noon, we end at 12:30. Okay, so as most of you know, and Vic and I have been talking about this, Tommy and I talk about it, I'm over 50. So there's a whole world of women out there, and men, I'll speak from a woman's perspective, that are now over 50. So the really irony of that is, and let me just kind of give you like a quick version of how SEO works. The irony of that is that there are tons of Google searches, women over 50, makeup for women over 50, hair for women over 50, you name it for women over 50. I don't know if it's a baby boomer thing or whatever it is, but it's legit and it's out there. Okay, so that's on Google, and Google owns YouTube, right? So then over on the YouTube side, you can see that there are a lot of women over 50, how do I do my hair, how do I do my makeup, searches, but there aren't any videos for them. So there is this perfect, what do they call it, perfect storm? There's a perfect storm right now of people that are searching all this stuff. Hello, Amanda, my niece. Hi, Amanda. There's this perfect storm of all of these searches on the internet and all these women over 50 who want this content, yet nobody is giving them the content. Thank you, sweetheart, for the heart. Yet there's no one giving these women over 50 this content. Now, I only use myself as an example because I really can only talk about myself really confidently and know what I'm talking about. So let me say this. This is, as a marketer, a sweet spot. And Vic, maybe you can talk a little bit about what I was just saying in terms of, okay, tons of searches, yet no videos really are being produced in any extent to service the desire and the need. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Well, I totally agree with you. The most important thing that people need to not understand, because they understand it, looking at a video and learning off of a video is very simple to do.
Yeah.
And in the old days, and I mean 6 months ago, it was really content driven. You had to read, and people just don't read. So the power of video is really critical. You know, I want to jump back to Larry doing the videos for his company.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There are so many videos out there, and you can catch them on Facebook a lot, of like trucks and plows, and it's amazing the number of hits you get. Again, there's more to it. I think if anyone's listening and they're interested, they should talk to you about the realities of you just can't create content and then have it work. You have to understand there's inner workings, there's SEO, and there's so many things that you have to do right. But getting back to your comment, people are dying to find out how to do things. The how-to videos on YouTube are the biggest on the planet.
Yep.
It's very critical, and the reality is that's where people are. It's the second largest. By the way, not only is Google the #1 search engine in the world, YouTube is the second largest search engine period. So people are going on and they're typing in, what boots to buy for, the rain.
Right,
so,
right.
So again, understanding that people are going on there and typing things in, they're dying for content. They're dying for visual content.
Yep.
You're a perfect example of creating that content for them, and they will watch, they will see, and they will like you, and they will do things.
They like me. They like me.
I hope
Who was that? They like me. They like me. Who was that? Sally Fields when she got her Academy Award. Don't you remember that? They like me.
I don't know, but stop aging yourself. So anyway.
Dating. I'm dating myself. Oh wait, that doesn't quite work either. But what Vic is saying is yes. So, I mean, even like, and I've thought about this for my niece Amanda, and I hope she's still on here. Amanda lives up in Maine, and she has 2 amazing kids. Actually, she has 4. She has 2 amazing girls, and then she's stepmom to 2 amazing boys. And she would be perfect to shoot videos. She'd be actually perfect to shoot videos. Hello, Heidi. How are you? And so, yeah, there are just some people, everybody can do this, okay? You don't have to be a funny stand-up comic. You don't have to be Steve Jobs. You don't have to be a movie star. Anybody can create their own personal brand. And so, I think the best way to do that is through the use of video. And look, I'm shooting this on my phone right now, and I shoot all my videos on my phone. I'm not using a professional camera at this point. We're going to be doing that, but I still prefer, when I go out and shoot my own videos, the ones that have really done the best. Yeah, and done the best are the ones that I just do as a creative person, just me and my phone. There's something kind of liberating, I guess, about doing this, on your own without a camera guy following you around. I'll say this as somebody who's had camera people following me around in the past. I don't know, it's fun. It feels exciting. It feels very glamorous, but I've really gotten hooked into using my phone in terms of creating my own videos. I do my own voiceovers. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. So if you're thinking to yourself, you know what, you're a professional, I'm really not. You are watching me learn. You're watching me learn Facebook Live. You're watching me learn these videos. You're watching me learn, and my hope is that you're able to maybe pick up some tips from me, or I wouldn't even care if you were like, well, okay, I saw Denise do that, and this is a way that I can perfect it, and I want to perfect this. So Tommy put in the comments the rain boot video that I'm talking about that's got so many hits on YouTube. I really wish that you guys would go take a look at it. Leave some comments. My YouTube channel, I'm really trying to build up my YouTube channel, and it's near and dear to my heart, my Denise Keniston YouTube channel. There's all kinds of stuff. Huh?
Subscribe to
and
your
subscribe. If you've only got 1 like, follow, or subscribe to give me across all of my social media, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's near and dear to my heart. And go on and watch it's just like a 50-second video, the rain boot video we're talking about. Maybe we're making too much about it. But if you go on there and just say anything about the rain boots. So just to let us know, and subscribe. Okay, well, so we've talked about a lot of different things. Today's been, just as a person who kind of gets up here and talks all the time. And there's also Driving with Denise videos. Don't forget those. Those are fun. And Tommy, who is, just to let you know who Tommy Pisano is to me. Every morning I get up in the morning, we get on Skype, I say to Tommy, you know what? I have this idea, Tommy, and I want you to make it happen. So Tommy does graphics for me, he does editing for me, he does animation for me, he makes me laugh, he just has really been all of those kinds of things. So it's just really interesting when you have someone creatively who can help you out with this. But look, neither of us know anything for sure about this. We just kind of make it happen as we go along. But please go to the YouTube channel and you'll look at if you can see the hashtag Driving with Denise videos. That's an animation that Tommy made, and he certainly does deserve a super duper plug for that, because he's just really gotten really great at kind of rolling with the punches with me, and I don't waste any time. Anyone knows we just move fast. That's my world. It has to be that way when you have an agency. So, okay, let's see. One more tip if you're going to do anything on camera. Always just try to be yourself. Try to be as natural as possible. Even if you're talking about something serious, every once in a while, lighten it up and give people a smile. Smiles are a big deal. I've learned that the hard way, believe you me. So this has just been a great episode. We're going to be posting this. As I said, Tommy's going to edit it. We'll have it up on YouTube. Tommy, I think like around 4:30. And then the other guys on this particular team, Michael and Adrian, will then post it. They'll cross-post it on Twitter and the whole 9 yards. So I guess I kind of don't want to say goodbye today, but my time is up. Like I said, you can see a rerun. Vic thanks you. I thank you. Tommy thanks you. Mike thanks you. Adrian thanks you. And all the other people at Web for Retail who work on everything for me. This has been a great episode. If you have questions, go to the YouTube channel. Tom says it'll be up by 5 p.m. today. So thanks a lot, folks, and peace out.